How are you feeling first off?
I feel wonderful.
Talk about the process. How'd you get here?
How did I get here in general?
Sure. Yeah, actually, what's your background?
Well, I'm a trumpet player, obviously. The founder of Mariachi Divas, but I've been playing trumpet for 30 years. Grew up here in Hacienda Heights, California, and started the Divas back in 1999. And in 2003, we started working for a Disney Resort here in Anaheim. We were invited to perform over at Zocalo Park in Disneyland, and that's where our Disney started, our love for Disney, and the magic began, I guess. And here we are today. We're working on our 5th Grammy nomination, it looks like. 4th for American and 5 if you count the Latino. And,
awesome.
And we're performing here for all the fans and the media and everything else.
So talk about making a CD. How does that process or the album, how does that all happen?
Oh, gosh. Well, the process of creating an album takes a lot. First of all, we have to choose songs. We always put some original songs on there also, so there's a writing process, which we have our Alberto Jimenez Maeda is our musical director. He usually writes a few original songs, and we get some people to co-write with us. And that's definitely a creative process. Not a lot of mariachis like to do original music because they like to play only the classics, but we like to throw a little bit of diva flavor in there. And then we always throw the classics in, and we try to always honor maybe somebody who is passed. Like this last album, we did a beautiful tribute to Whitney Houston. That was important to us.
And then there's the whole Grammy process. What's like that, or what's that like?
Well, the Grammy process, basically your record label submits your album when it's complete, and from that point, members from the Recording Academy vote, just like the Oscars or any other big event. And you wait, and you don't expect anything because you say, well, it's not going to happen. You know, we're just this little mariachi group and local, and then all of a sudden you get the notice that you're nominated, and you scream. And that's
so do you
what
guys
happens.
all get together, or is this?
Well, actually, this year when we found out, we were performing in Placentia at the Tamale Festival. I don't know if you heard of that. It happens every year. We were on stage when we found out, in the middle of a Christmas song. It was December. I literally put down my horn, stopped, screamed in the microphone, went up and hugged all the girls while they were singing in the middle of a song. Of course, the audience didn't know what was going on, but we announced it after, and they all celebrated with us. It was like a really big group celebration to find out. And then we ate tamales.
And then when the Grammys actually handed out, where will you guys be?
When the Grammys handed out, we will be at the Grammys, and we'll be there when they announce the nominees, and we wait in our seats, shaking, and
awesome.
You know, it's just amazing to be part of it. I know everybody says that, but it truly is. We have experienced it before, and I can tell you, every time is just like the first time again. You're nervous, and you got to get your dress and get your hair done, and we all get together. So I think there's about 15 divas going this time together. We get in the big limo, we get dropped off at the red carpet. So the whole entire experience from the nominee party the day before up through the Grammy day is just, it's surreal. That's all I can say.
And if people want more information about you, where do I send them? You
can send them to mariachidivas.com, and from that point, you know, they can email me, they can know I'm Cindy Shea, they can have any questions, they can read our bio, but if anybody wants to talk to me, I'm glad to let them know about our history. And we're actually working on a documentary right now and a book also that kind of gives a history of how this came about.
Awesome.
But we thank Disney for so much because it gives all the tourists and people around the world a chance to hear us. It's the best place in the world to have people from all over the world to hear you. So we're very grateful for having so many years, a decade here at Disney, and we hope to have many decades more.
Thank you so much.
Have any influences like Selena or Jenny Rivera?
We definitely have influences, just as women in general. I mean, this last city having a Whitney Houston tribute. I mean, I was in elementary school when I was listening to Whitney, so obviously she was a role model of me for vocal. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're mariachi or what. As a singer in general, she is truly the diva. You know, as far as Selena, of course, because Selena knew how to capture the crowd and get people dancing. She was Mexican American. We have several Mexican American girls in the band that struggle with the same thing she struggled with: speaking Spanish, singing in Spanish, having people from Mexico accept you and people from the United States accept you at the same time. You know, because you don't speak Spanish perfect, but you don't speak English perfect. And we go through a lot of the same things Selena went through, and that's why we also have a tribute to Selena on one of our albums, Diez Aniversario.
How hard has it been to be in a mostly male-dominated area, mariachi, and being one of the only, you know,
really
at
hard.
least for me, only female mariachi band that really has stood out and become popular and have all these accolades?
I would lie if I said it was easy and everyone's so nice and have welcomed me. No, of course not. I mean, anytime you're different, and just being women in general, we're different. You know, people are going to give you a rough time and say, well, you can't do that. I've been hearing that since I was 8 years old and I picked up the trumpet. The boys said, you can't play the trumpet, you have to play the flute or the clarinet. And I said, no, I'm going to play the trumpet. And just because you said that, I'm going to play better than you. And I think that's kind of the motto I had in life is not necessarily that I want to beat everybody, but I've always wanted to show people that anybody can do anything, regardless of your race, age, gender, what generation you are, anything. That we can all love whatever we want to love and make our dreams come true. It's really hard in a male-dominated genre, but I think over the last 14 years, we have built a respect I never dreamed of happening. And now they're very loving to us, and we have a lot of support from, I think, the mariachi community and the mariachi fans in general. It has changed a lot, and there's a lot more women in the mariachi circuit now that have helped that to happen.
Thank you so much.
Sure.